Órale, Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones Boxing Shots to all the Chingones y Chingonas. And this is a fight I was able to watch live, even though I was off covering another fight. That fight ended pretty early, and I was able to get back to watch this fight in its entirety live. All the other fights, all the other undercards, I had to watch them later on. So let me let me go ahead and tell you guys my thoughts on all this and what I saw. Okay, so um, first of all, it was easy to tell that these guys are not boxers. All right. They're both from the MMA world. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. I don't really know who Masvidal is. I've heard his name before. I know I've heard his name before, but I don't know who he is, dog. He could have been, sitting right next to me. I would have never been like, hey, that's the dude from the UFC. That Spencer, I don't really cover, I don't really follow MMA like that, but I know I've heard the name Masvidal before. Okay. Now, Nate Diaz, on the other hand, I mean, who doesn't know who Nate Diaz is, dog? Come on, man. That dude, yeah, I would know who he is if he was next to me. I've heard the name Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz has really put himself out there as a star, man. I mean, everybody knows who Nate Diaz is, which is why this fight was somewhat interesting to me. Not because of Masvidal, which again, respects to him, but I don't really know who he is, but because of Nate Diaz. And Nate Diaz was in there against Jake Paul, and that was a that was something else. So immediately you could just tell these dudes are not boxers. The hand speed wasn't there, the pop to the punches wasn't really there. Um, it took a minute for me, for my mind to really get it together to start to enjoy this fight, because immediately my mind just started criticizing, like, dog, come on, man, these fools, their punches are super slow. There's not a lot of power. They're not, their footwork really isn't there. They're not putting their body to their punches. But once I got past that, and just seeing that, hey, you know what, these guys are there to throw down, dog, I was really able to enjoy it. It picked up for me, and I thought it was a fun fight, man. I've been dropping videos all week long about this card, and look, while I did not get a chance to watch it live, with the exception of this fight, hey, man, I thought they did pretty good. It seemed entertaining. And with this one being the main event, I thought it was entertaining enough. I mean, like I said, you see the punches being thrown, and it's like not a lot of power to them. They're not boxers, dog. It was easy to see that, but it made it entertaining. And look, Mauro Ronaldo being the commentator, he's always entertaining. To me, Mauro Ronaldo, man, right now is the best in calling fights. And not just right now, but for a while. Now, Mauro Ronaldo, I remember him calling wrestling back in the WWE, and I thought he was badass, man. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him over there. But I think Mauro Ronaldo, man, made this fight even much more exciting with his commentary. But look, Nate Diaz gets the victory. I don't know, man. I don't think. I guess these dudes fought in the UFC once upon a time. Maybe one of you guys could let me know, because like I said, I don't really follow UFC like that. But I guess they fought once in the UFC, and now they're fighting a boxing match. And I guess Masvidal won the UFC match. And even after the fight, man, it seemed like that fool Masvidal still wanted to throw down with somebody. I don't know if he was talking to Nate or somebody in his camp or somebody just off in the side when they were interviewing him. And I'll say this about Nate Diaz, right? Nate Diaz wants to keep fighting. He wants Jake Paul. He wants to rematch with Jake Paul. He wants to go back to the UFC and do some things over there. Nate Diaz has a big following. All right. He's got a big fan base. And I'm just going to throw this out there, man. if anybody really has love for Nate Diaz, I mean, if you truly got love for the guy, you might want him to hang it up. His fans might want to start pushing on him. Hey, Nate, you gave us a good show, man. You gave us a good run. You gave us a lot of good years of entertainment. But that's it, brother, because we care about you. You got the rest of your life ahead of you. Because I'm telling you, man, he's really losing his faculties. Just talking. I've heard him talk before, so this is nothing new. Like I said, I don't follow the UFC like that, but I do know who Nate Diaz is. I have seen interviews with him. And the more and more I see him, the more and more I just see him just being a little bit more airheaded, man. He takes a lot of punches. The guy's got a great chin. Definitely respect that. But with that, takes a lot of punishment to the brain. And at what, 38, 39 years old, almost 40? I mean, the guy, he really seems a little slow, man, when you talk to him. So, if you really got love for the guy, you might really want him to start hanging it up, man, so he can really enjoy, the rest of his life. Not to say that he's going to listen. He's going to do whatever he's going to do. But there are some fighters that get their energy from their fans. Of like, hell yeah, Nate. Yeah, hell yeah. Now go whoop this dude's ass. Now go whoop that dude's ass. Hell yeah, Nate. You're the man, homie. You're the man. You're the man. And some fighters get their fuel and their energy by that. But maybe if his fans start like, hey, Nate, you gave us a lot. Thank you, brother. But it's time for you to enjoy the rest of your life, man, outside of fighting. Because I'm telling you guys, man, the more I see him talk, the more I just see him losing it. So we'll see what happens, man. But I just want to throw that out there. Hey, look, it was entertaining. It was two guys that are not boxers. They went in there and it was easy to see that they weren't boxers, and they, went the distance, man. And are they gonna do it again? Heck, I don't know. I guess what they're talking about, they're 1-1, UFC and in boxing. So we'll see I like what Mauro Ronaldo said. He said next they should do a wrestling match. But what did you guys make about their fight? Again, it's not fair to compare it to an actual boxing match of two actual real boxers getting in there and doing it. And for these guys not being boxers, I thought they put on a pretty good, decent show. Once I was able to get past, the fact that they didn't really possess great boxing skills. But it was fun, man. It was fun. All in all, I thought they did a good job with this card, and I thought it was entertaining. I really did. So, saludos to them, man. Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Shout out to all the chingones y chingonas. Catch you guys on next round.